Mark Ingram is officially back. I'm not kidding. Mark Ingram is officially back on the New Orleans Saints. And I actually had a podcast earlier today with Nick Underhill previewing the Bucs game, talking about the Seahawks win, a couple of injuries, and then, of course, a couple of hours later, this break. So I figured, gotta have something up for my straight up Saints fans. So I figured come here on the Boot Crew Media YouTube page and kind of break down what this trade means and what it means going forward, not just for the regular season, but potentially the playoffs a lot. And I know you guys are probably thinking, why am I thinking playoffs? It's only October, but this is really a move that I know it's not just a fan service type thing for the Saints. Now, on the surface, you're a Saints fan, you're thrilled to have Mark Ingram back. The guy's a great leader. He's charismatic. You know, the chemistry with Alvin Kamara is off the charts. It's basically like putting your two favorite actors together for a movie and watching them just make magic. That's what those two are, whether it's on the field, whether it's in the interviews with the media room. It's always great with those two. So to have that aspect back, that's great. But let's not also forget that Mark Ingram is still a serviceable running back in this league. And the Saints had a need for running back for the last couple of days. Anyone who's been listening to the Straight Up Saints podcast or just following me on Twitter, which is probably most of you guys if you're going to listen to this, you would see me write about Marlon Mack. I said, oh, the Saints need another running back. I think Marlon Mack would take the pressure off of Alvin Kamara. And I actually talked about that with Nick Underhill. And we said, look, doing this is a two-part move. Not only do you take the pressure off of Kamara as a runner, you can move him in the slot. You can use him as a receiver a little bit more. It opens up a lot of things. So you bring in Mark Ingram, who I'm not here to debate if he's better than Marlon Mack or not. I don't care. At the end of the day, the Saints get another running back who knows the system, who is still a pretty good back. Now, I know Mark Ingram isn't Mark Ingram of the 2018 season or the 2017 season. But Mark Ingram, 92 carries for 294 yards and a touchdown. He's had a couple of good games. A couple of weeks ago, he actually had a nice performance against the Indianapolis Colts. So he can still play decent football. He knows the system. You don't have to worry about a ramp-up period with Mark Ingram. He adds another veteran to the locker room, and you can always use leaders. There's no position or player in the NFL where you wouldn't want them there if they know how to lead. And for the Saints, I know they have great leaders already. You have your DeMarios, you have your Malcolm Jenkins, you have your Teron Armsteads. Doesn't hurt to bring in a Mark Ingram. And again, it's not just about the short period thing. If the Saints are going to be a playoff team, and I've long said this and I will continue to say this, they're going to need to be defense first, run the football, control the clock. Well, if you have Mark Ingram in there and you feel like you can give him 8 to 10 carries a game, guess what? You're going to start running the football a lot more, because even when Tony Jones Jr. was in, the Saints were not giving him carries. It just was not happening. Whether they didn't feel comfortable with him yet, whether they didn't think he had that ability to really take over that number 2 role, I don't know what it was, but he didn't get it. You know they're going to feel comfortable with Mark Ingram, and you know he's going to be used probably as early as Sunday. If the trade's official, he passed the physical, no worry about any COVID issue, he's probably playing Sunday. He's probably going to lead the Who Dat chant, which will get you guys going bonkers in your seat. And he'll probably get a couple of carries against the Buccaneers. And guess what? He's only 90 rushing yards away from becoming the franchise all-time rushing leader. And don't think that doesn't weigh on the back of his mind. And I don't think any of us Saints fans, if we go back to 2019 when that offseason move happened, none of us were thrilled that Mark Ingram left. We understood what happened. The agent overplayed his hand. It's the NFL. It's a business. Things happen. None of us were thrilled to see him go, though. He was kind of like the one that got away because we've all loved Mark Ingram. Now he comes back. You add excitement. You're probably not giving up that much. The trade, details have not come out yet, but I do not think they're giving up much for Mark Ingram. I do not. I think at this stage in his career as a one-year rental, well, at least he was a one-year rental for the Texans. He might be more than a one-year rental for the Saints. Who knows? I think it's perfect. It really never made sense for him to leave back then, other than the money just didn't work out. He's the perfect scheme fit. He's the perfect culture fit. The fans love him. The team loves him. Now it's going to be easier for him to record his podcast now with Cam Jordan. They're going to be in the same damn building. And I think one more factor that I want to throw in there for the Saints, when you make a move like this, you boost everyone's morale. And you're a 4-2 football team. You're starting to believe slowly week by week. Don't think for a second this isn't going to help. This is absolutely going to help the morale. You get Mark Ingram in there, and all Mark knows how to do is prop his teammates up, and that's a great thing to have. And I think Mark's going to play a big factor in the locker room. But I also think people are underestimating what he can still do on the football field. He's not a Pro Bowl running back anymore, but can he be a veteran running back who can get you those tough yards and short yardage situations that you need and run in between the tackles? I think he absolutely can. And I'll just throw this out there before I end this video because, again, this is just a quick reaction, which, again, I'm giving this movie 11 out of 10. I love it. I do not think this is the only Saints reunion we're going to have this year. They already had Kenny Stills. Now you have Mark Ingram. I'm just saying, I think that the Saints have a need for Snead, and I think that Willie Snead at some point this week, this is not me reporting it, this is me speculating, me just picking up and reading the tea leaves because you see what he's liking on Twitter, you're seeing his tweets, you're seeing what his agent's throwing out there. Willie Snead felt like he didn't have a big role with the Raiders. He felt like there was no targets on the Raiders because the Raiders have a pretty good depth chart. What do the Saints not have? A good depth chart at receiver. Saints need a receiver. Snead knows the system. It's a pretty easy transition. I don't know if it's going to happen. It's just a gut feeling that I have, but I'm feeling pretty good about the way my gut's feeling right now. So the Saints bring back Mark Ingram. You're feeling a little bit better about this Buccaneers game, but more importantly, you're feeling a lot better about this ground game for the season. Take pressure off of AK, add another guy that we love, and I can't wait to see Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara doing their post-game interviews later this year.